Yeah, he wanted to just take a knee and things like that. But I think I was a little cautious, and then he saw that. He saw that I was a little cautious, and I kept him in the fight. But it proves to me that I got to go back in the gym and stay consistent, and get ready for another fight.
You guys got to keep in mind too that he's been off for a year, over a
Yeah,
year, right?
2 months.
So,
Yeah.
and then fighting in front of your hometown, that's
Pressure.
another extra pressure. So, as fighters, you keep that in mind. But he was fighting an Olympian. He was fighting a two-time world champion. That's a huge. I mean, you got to give this man a lot of credit, and so that's why they love him here. I mean, so
When you signed him
good
up, did
performance.
you know he's the hometown hero?
Oh yeah, ever since I first met him many years ago, he was the hometown hero. So people love him, and wherever he goes, wherever he's in the fight, people are going to follow.
What's the likelihood of you having a virtual team and having a both fight on the same card?
It's very likely. I said it earlier. This crowd here will follow them anywhere around the country, and so if they fight on the same card in Las Vegas, guess what? Las Vegas is going to be popping. So with supporting José Ramírez and Virgil Ortiz, they're a dynamic duo.
Let's say back to the question. This is Rick D with Boxing Vitals. Hey, did you feel the ring rust now that you're saying that you've been out for a whole year?
Yeah,
Did you feel some ring rust?
I did when just being on using 8-ounce gloves. Again, there was those little things where I felt low off balance for no reason, and things like that. And in the fight, you want to make sure you got good balance. It's important in professional level to have good balance at all times. And it seemed like even when I was an offensive and I was landing, I was I was losing my balance. And I think that that's something I need to work on.
He landed a lot of shots on you when you were already slim. Do you feel like you should have been disqualified for that? Because that seemed like a lot of punches he landed after you.
Yeah, that's up to the rep to warn him. But yeah, he threw at least 4 punches when I was.
Do you think?
Pushed me down.
Do you think he was frustrated because even though he was catching you with some good shots, like he just kept coming?
A lot of it was, I was blocking him, but with the 8-ounce gloves, just see through it, and a lot of it just me being out balance made it look worse. But there was one time that in the one point I lost focus. I felt cold. I was able to hear everybody in the ringside and saw familiar faces, and I think he landed a shot, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta get back to my fight, and that made the fight harder for me because I could have probably finished him off earlier.
How quickly do you want to get back in the ring, Jose?
Man, I'll be back in September or August. Whenever Oscar and my team puts together another fight. September, October, for sure. Get back to fighting twice a year.
Looking in the rounds. Looking in the rounds, like maybe Barthelemy was starting to slow down. Did you pick up maybe he was starting to slow down? And maybe looking back, he could have stepped on the gas a bit more towards the end of the fight.
Yeah, but that's part of my ring rust, man. It was hard for me to read them and to believe in myself. That's the thing about rust too, is that you tell yourself in there too many times. Like those moments that I probably had him hurt, and I thought that he was just waiting for me to commit and let him throw. And then I realized that he was hurt, and it was already too late, for me to take advantage of those opportunities. But there was many times where he was hurt, and because me doubting myself, I didn't capitalize on those moments. I think that's part of rust.
Jose, what do you think about the fight with Ryan Garcia?
That'd be a great fight. I think I've been in 140 for a long time, and if Ryan Garcia wants to fight at 145 catch weight and things like that, I'm also interested in doing that too. It's going to show me if I'm ready to make the 147. A lot of it, I probably leave it in the ring to make the weight too, so or leave it in the gym. to make the 140 pounds. So I'm just getting a little bit bigger. My body frame is just getting a little bit too big to make the weight class, and maybe that's also why I was a little off balance.
Well, I know Barthelemy's a southpaw, so the left hand's coming from a different spot. But he was able to land the line. Is that something you have to shore up for Garcia, or is it different because he's a righty? It won't be the same.
Yeah, no, of course. Things like that, you gotta definitely hang up against anybody. Those punches shouldn't be landing, And again, he tried him a couple times, and I was winning in the first couple rounds. I was waiting for him to throw it so I could make a miss, make him pay with an uppercut, and he caught it. But it was that one round, the fourth round, where I got distracted and he landed it once, and after that he felt like, okay, maybe I could do it again. I could do it again, and he would show himself, you know. And again, there was a lot of just beat out of myself and my own skills.
Jose,
All right, last question.
Jose, at this point of your career, what are some names that interest you?
All the big names, man. All the big names. Any champion at 140. I just gotta get back in the ring. Gotta get back in the ring and continue working to show a better José Ramírez, a better version. Because honestly, this wasn't the best. You know, this is a very rusty José Ramírez. But hey, I'm thankful that I still won the fight, and it's my job to work on that. Being back in the ring and staying consistent.
How good was it to hear still the roar of the crowd? Very loud. You know, lots of love shown for you here in your hometown.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did Virgil already?
Yeah.